Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Arma 3 Classroom. It's your main man, Skahan here, and I'm bringing to you, yes that is it, sidearms. Um, not a lot of videos have been done about sidearms. Some content out there um, seems to be kind of in the neutral area. I think there's just as many pro sidearm carrying videos out there as there is, anti don't carry sidearms, it's a waste of time. And I think it really comes down to, the fight really comes down to, is personal preference and gameplay. Um, and for my particular unit, I do push a lot on sidearms, and I'm going to take a little bit what from the content that I've listened to, that I've watched, and that I've I've consumed, so to speak. Each has their merits, each has their disadvantages, each has their ideas that I think are skewed by biasness and by the gameplay. So let's just jump right into it. What is a sidearm? Well, obviously, if you're in your virtual arsenal, this would be your primary, or what we are going to call our primary. Now, if you just do nothing but sidearms, and there are some sidearms that are um, submachine gun that you could consider a primary, but this would be your sidearm. So it would be considered a handgun, your alternate weapon, however you want to slice it, dice it, and send it out. Um, that's what it is, and we're specifically talking about, um, the sidearms and the use in mill sims, and my personal preference. Now I am with the pro sidearm people. I believe that a kit is nothing unless you have a sidearm. Now, if you're playing Wasteland or one of those, sometimes you can't find a sidearm. Sometimes you spawn with a sidearm only. Sometimes, you know, it's very rare that you find a pistol right off the bat. Sometimes you're going to have to just run around and get through it. And I'm going to talk about the aspects that I look at it, and really why I push my unit, my personal preferences on the guys in my unit, because it really does come down to it, um, to the wire, whenever you're talking about the combat system here in Arma 3. So let's just get right down to it. So there's different classifications of sidearms. We went ahead and split this by mod. So these are the vanilla. This is what you're going to get straight up out of these. This is not uh, this is not a lethal weapon, so to speak. I find that the judge is greatly effective at night. It does take blanks. It does have fires three kind of flares, kind of in a compact area. And if you really want to light up a really good sized area, and you don't have any mods like these flare systems down here, this is a perfect thing to do. It's just like a pistol. You fire it, it goes out, it pops three flares, and it can literally light up an entire valley. It can light up an entire area. Whereas one flare, you're pretty much going to fire it straight up in the air. You can angle it down, but it's one flare, it's going to hit the ground. There you go. That's basically it. This is three separate flares, so you get the intensity of the three flares. I think it's really good for signaling. I think it's really good if you're in a firefight and you're at a disadvantage, they have the higher ground. Fire that thing up there and just be like, hey, I think they're right here. Bam! And as soon as it lights up, you can draw. It's a center of attention. Every eye around it is going to be looking at that spot, that point, and they're going to go ham on them. Going on, you have the standard, the standardized weapons for any DLC, of course. Then we have the mods, and of course, these are not weapons. Those are mine detectors. I don't consider a grenade launcher a a sidearm. I mean, let's be factual here. Sidearms should definitely fire more than one shot at a time. And I know there's some grenades out there that have, you can fire three or four times. But we're just going to go down to what shoots bullets, not so much as, what can shoot a grenade full of buckshot. So we're talking preferences here. We're going to look at the 45s. Anybody who plays games knows 45s are probably one of the bigger bigger pistols. They're one of the bigger calibers. Of course, you got the Rhino here, um, and just my personal preferences on these big caliber weapons, especially as a sidearm. One of the arguments against carrying sidearms is it takes too much weight. You can carry food, you can carry more primary ammo. I'm telling you right now, my personal preference, if you're using a standard 5.56 primary weapon, you should not be carrying anything over 15 round or 15 magazines. 15, if you go to 16, 17, 18 magazines, you're just carrying way too much. Um, it's, yeah, you can blaze through a mag, flip that thing on full auto, and just go to town. But if you put it on semi-auto, you're gonna use those rounds. You're gonna definitely make sure to use those rounds a little bit more sparingly. So I don't see how you would want to add more stuff. Um, Custom kit loadout, stuff like that, preferences are different, but 15 mags for your primary. If you're using a 7.62, I'd say you're anywhere from 13 to 10. You can go 15, but it is going to be substantially heavier. And yes, indeed, it is going to cut into your sidearm ammo or your hand grenades or things like that. There's a standard kit that I always use, even if I'm playing Wasteland, and definitely sidearm is a part of it. Um, Downfalls. A lot of the argument is, they don't do enough damage, they're not realistic. I think that's a whole bunch of, pardon my French, bullshit. I think you're just a bad shot, and you're shooting armored targets. So we got my Joe here. We got my guy. Straight off the bat, if I'm going to shoot at him, I'm going to aim for the legs, head, or arm. Preferably center mass. But I mean that if I get hit in the head with a pistol, it's going to do full damage, not like a helmet where it's just going to reduce the damage. So knowing your enemy, knowing your targets. Sometimes if you're in the middle of middle of the woods, you get ambushed. You're not going to have time to sit here and go, okay, he has a helmet, he has glasses, he has a Snickers candy bar tucked away in his vest. You're not going to be able to notice all that stuff. But having something as a sidearm, as I will explain later, is better than just relying on one weapon system. Of course, you can sit here and say hand grenades are weapon systems. We're not on that. But anyone who comes and tells you guys that they're broken, they don't do enough damage, they're not realistic, they either are really terrible shots, they have no clue what they're doing, they either just bought the game, or they really are that naive to think that pistols don't have their place in every kit. Uh, so, and half of it, I have to correct myself a little bit, half of it is true. There are some pistols, like this Rhino I got highlighted here. This is the most worthless pistol you could ever have, in my opinion. You get roughly 6 to 8 rounds in any kind of a cylinder weapon. Cylinder meaning a 6 shot. It has 6 shots, it has a cylinder, you put the rounds in, like in real life. Okay. It's slow. The actions are slow. Yeah, you can sit here and pull the trigger really fast, but eventually you only have 6 rounds, 6 to 8 rounds that you are going to end up having to reload. And that's just not enough. I'm not sitting here saying, go get these mods that have pistols with belts added to them, and you're just sitting here just going crazy with them. But a substantial amount of ammunition is needed. The Covert Custom roughly has anywhere from, or 45s have anywhere from 10 to 12 to 13 rounds, unless you get some of the other mods that have the 16 round or extended magazines. So if you had to choose a 45, if you had to choose a pistol and you really were adamant about 45s, my personal preference for your kit loadout, for your gear loadout, to make you as small and as light as possible, but give you the ruthless teeth firepower that you got, I wouldn't choose the 45s. The ammo, the magazines are just too high, and to get the same amount of ammo that you would get from a 9mm, you would add more magazines, which in turn would take up more space and more weight. So right off the bat, I've already killed 3, and that's pretty much on the same lines. They are heavy. They're heavy weapons. They're bigger weapons, or they just don't have the capacity. Now, if we're talking 9 millimeters. Most of them are the same. Some of them, you know, the Makarov, I believe, only has like anywhere from 9 to 13 rounds, depending on what mod. This one in particular, I believe it only has like 9 to 10. I could be wrong. I'm not an expert on it. What I am going to talk about is the 9 millimeter from RHS, and this is my baby, the Beretta. 9 millimeter is a little bit lighter. It's a smaller caliber than 45, obviously. But you have 15 rounds per mag. Put one in the pipe, you're ready to rock and roll. I mean, you just can't beat it. And what it comes down to with me as a personal preference is, let's go ahead and lock in some of these. We're going to throw in some, we already got 3, let's add 4. That seems good enough, and let's just try this out. So, traditionally speaking, my kit right now, without a backpack, which is very odd for me, I'm weighing 52 pounds. And here's my kit loadout. With all of our mods, this is basically what I would go out to train some of our guys. You know, I got my medical supplies, signal kit, everything in my uniform. Most of my lethal stuff's right here. As you can see, just in my vest, I can carry 4 magazines. You do the math, and 1 is in the chamber, so you do the math. 5 magazines times 15, boom, there you goes the ammunition. Look at this, 10 magazines of primary ammo. That's, I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying right there. Is I still have 1 hand grenade, because if you're chucking hand grenades like you're trying to shoot bullets, you're doing it wrong. And I have my medical supplies, defusal kit, things like that. I still have my weapon, my system, and everything like that. So as you can see, I can still, even though I don't have my backpack full of a whole bunch of plunder and gear and stuff like that, I can still, if I get into a firefight, I can defend my own. Now you're probably sitting here, some of those guys from some of those videos, if they're watching, you know, I'm not saying anything bad about you guys, but yeah, they're probably hating on that right there. And what it comes down to is pretty much simple mathematics. Simple, just adding or comparing. So if I'm sitting here and I'm going to engage this individual, let's get a better target. I'm engaging this individual, and these are roughly about 1 meter away, so I'm going to say I'm about 5 meters away. And I'm sitting here. There you go. 1 shot, I put him on the ground. He's dead. He's dead. Now let's just say me and him are in a firefight. I just wasted all my ammo. I have to reload. So let's do and this isn't perfect. I don't claim to count perfect. We're just going to do this on the Mississippi. Alright, hit that reload button. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 3. Roughly about 3 seconds. Everybody can see that, right? So, if I'm sitting here firing at him, and it's going to take me 3 seconds to reload, I wonder how long. 1 Mississippi, 2. A second faster. So what does that sound like? What does that sound like for your ears? So let's go ahead and pull this silencer off, because, you know, Skahan likes to make it go boom. Substantially more rounds downrange, substantially faster rate of fire compared to, we go ahead and reload this back. We're going to go ahead and go reload on mag. One, two, three. So a second faster. So what is a second faster? If you're matching somebody with, if I am at this range, that guy has the same weapon, we are both terrible, horrible shots, we miss, and I change and he reloads, I'm going to have my gun up, bam, done. I'm going to have my gun up substantially faster. Now his gun's going to do more power than mine, but if I can hit him, and we are using ace, chances are, if it hits his body armor, chances are it's going to at least hurt him, it's going to knock him out. Look at that. Look at that. Now you're probably asking, Skahan, you are cheating. FMJs don't work. Bad Skahan. Cheater. Wrong. And I'm going to teach you another fundamental. that I'm going to be covering a lot in. You're going to hear this a ton in these Arma 3 videos from now on, these Arma 3 classrooms. And this is target acquisition, target area. Where are you shooting? Where are you aiming? Are you just trying to aim just to aim? Are you trying to aim down like this? Or are you trying to actually put down some of them targets? Now, as you can see, I'm just dropping these guys like they're hot. Ridiculous, right? That guy didn't quite go down. He didn't go down. Go down, bud. Shoot him in the face. Okay, so we could sit here and probably say this is the vest. The vest is the problem, Scahan. You don't have the vest. Well, let's go ahead and remedy that, shall we? Let's go ahead and throw this vest on. It's a pretty heavy vest. Let's go throw some extra mags, FMJs. I mean, come on, they're in the game. Why not use them? So we got this vest here. It's pretty hefty. It's a pretty heavy vest. It has a lot of ballistic protection, a lot of explosive protection. Has full explosive. But notice right here you see these little pits. Right here you got a neck protector. Now not everybody's going to use this. I'm just using this as a demonstration. So as we can see here, we're going to call this Jimmy. You see Jimmy's eyes whenever he decides to look at me. Right here. Okay. This is what we consider the fatal T. If you take the eyes and go straight across to the outsides, so basically if you're doing this for yourself, go to your ears, touch your ears, come to the corners of your eyes, basically right there, and stop. If you move to the insides of your eyes, that right there is the top of the T. Take the bridge of the nose to the bottom lip. That's the fatal T. If I can shoot you right there, chances are you're going to die. Let's try it. Oh, wow. Point blank range, Scahan. Point blank range. Look at that. I'll do this well, if I can hit him, all day long. If I aim for that fatal T, he's done. At any range. If I hit him, it doesn't matter what he's wearing, unless he's wearing a helmet. He's normally gonna, and if you hit him in the face, chances are you are gonna drop him. So let's just go ahead and get them naysayers out of the way, so we can go ahead and wrap. Let's throw on a freaking helmet here. Obviously, if they're wearing a pilot's helmet, I mean, something is terribly wrong. Point blank range, Scahan. What are we speaking again? So, if I'm within that range, yeah, I'm not going to shoot 100 meters. By no means. We are using these sidearms at the optimal distance, the optimal position. And if you can see, that arc pretty much starts to turn right at him. So roughly about 20 to 30 meters out, actually. Go ahead. He's about 50 meters is the rough guesstimation of where you want to shoot. So, Scahan, what happens if we're in a firefight? I don't have time to shoot him between the eyes. Well, now we have the triangle. You go to the bridge of the nose. So take your hands, go to the bridge of your nose, right between your two eyes, the smallest, tiniest part. There should be a little bit of meat there. Grab onto it. Shake it. Shake it. Shake it like a baby. There you go. Take that. That is your key point. Go to your outside shoulders. That right there is the top triangle. Triangle down to your shoulders, straight across your chest, should be near your collarbone. So if we're looking at it on this homeboy, basically right here, because he doesn't want to make eye contact, to his shoulders, straight across. That's not going to work, Scahan. There's a flap there. I'm simply stating a fact. Now that one damaged him. That one dropped him. So, as we can see, at roughly 5 to 10 meters, I can still hit that flap. Now, what is this really going to do? This is aimed shots with a pistol. If you're actually using this as your primary, I highly don't recommend it. But if I'm in a firefight, and I'm trying my best, I'm just going to go straight off of what I got, just like I normally would. So I'm in a firefight with this guy. I can put 3 good aim shots right where I think he is. So I'm going to try to shoot the guy on the far side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 rounds that fast. That's what I'm talking about. So sidearms to me seem worth it. Now you're going to have a whole bunch of naysayers say, well, you're cheating, you know where they are, it's not realistic environment, there's trees, there's things like that. Well, of course, if we're adding all of the immersion, all of the trees, all of the vehicles, all of the ballistics into it, the wind speed, the changes, the body armor, the difference of body armor, what are they wearing, where is their weapon, where did you shoot, how far did you shoot from? Of course, we can sit here and say the M16 or the M4 or the SAW is a shit weapon. You should just revert to throwing hand grenades because you're more likely to kill them with the shrapnel. Now, that's not the case. This weapon system, it doesn't take much room. It doesn't take much weight. I mean, if I'm really looking at it right now, I'm going to take this pistol. I'm at 51.2. I take it, turn it off, take it off, 49. So 51.2, I'm going to give or take, that's about a 2-pound weapon. I'm just saying. 2-pound weapon. I get extra speed on my, reload. So instead of reloading, yeah, if I miss, don't miss. That's one thing. Another thing is if you're playing players, if you're playing AI, you're going to have a little lag time before the AI acquires you and starts shooting at you. And depending on how many shots he has shot at you will depend on how much skill he has and how much that identifier has and stuff like that. But if you're playing a player, it's all mechanics of the mind. If all they are hearing is snap, snap, pow, snap, snap, pow, snap, snap, pow, snap, and they're seeing rounds come past them, tracers coming past them, maybe you nicked them in the shoulder, maybe you hit them in the leg, maybe you got them so flustered in what they're doing, they're trying to return fire because, let's face it, the one who has fire superiority, putting more bullets in a smaller area downrange, will normally win the day. Why? Because the other guy is not going to pick his head up. Now, third person, of course, I can sit here in perfect relative safety and I can look and see exactly where he is, wait for him to make the reload, pop pop, done, and I'm good to go. So yes, I can do that. I can cheat like no other. And you're probably like, well, Skahan, the cameras and shit like that, it's just not worth it. Let's test that real quick. So I'm going to line the left side of my screen with one of those triangles. And let's just see how much it is. So I can see a total of, or squares, my bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 and an eighth. 16 and an eighth. Let's go ahead and go first person. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 and an eighth. Skahan, what is this black magic? It's nothing. It's perspective. You're seeing the same area just from a slightly higher and slightly back perspective. Now, if anyone out in the world, not using any cameras, go outside in your birthday suit. If you get arrested, it's your own fault for listening. Go out in your birthday suit. Can you see your butt looking into trees? If you're looking facing trees, can you see the back of your head? Can you do that? Can you see this angle from you right now? Probably not. No human being can. You can on this. The reason people don't like this is because you're so used to doing this. I can see my guy. I can see what's around me. I can see around corners. I can cheat. Look, there is a mine right there. It's not hard. So if we're putting this in a first person perspective, which in my opinion all servers should really be locked to first person unless you're just doing like an arcade battle or something like that. If you're doing anything competitive against other players, it should be first person, period. But so the sidearms, you can't really look at perspective that way. So sidearms are really going to be handy. They're really going to help you. Because if I'm putting down fire, if I'm putting fire down range, okay, and I have to reload, and that guy is using third person, I can reload by the time he can stand up, and I can put rounds down. Even if he's moving, even if I hit him. Remember, if you're using the ace system, now his arms are messed up. There you go, his leg. Probably had enough hit point damage. So, here we go. Hip, chest, arm. Doing a pretty good job. Knocked him out. Look at that. Shooting him in the arm, maybe one or two in the chest. Let's go look at him. That knocked him out. So if I look, yep, right there. Both arms and the dome. Okay? So this is pretty much what the argument is about. Is it's too heavy. It takes up space. You can have so much more stuff. Well, let's just look at the gear loadout. So if I'm using this standard kit, okay, what I'm going to do is let's just actually load our empty man. Where's my empty man at? Alright, empty man. Let's go ahead and let's say I'm a freaking burrito with chicken sauce. I don't know. Give me a vest. Give me any vest. Random. There. No, that's not a vest. Let's not do that one. There you go. Vest. That's decent ballistic protection, decent weight, decent loadout. Okay, and a backpack here. Okay. So, normal backpack. Let's just do that way. Okay, then, of course, you know, you got the guys that are hardcore. You're going to go all craziness. I want to get a helmet, so there you go. We'll just grab a random helmet. We'll just grab some shades. We'll grab some NVGs. We'll grab some binos. There you go. There you go. Grab a radio. Okay. So everything seems to be legit. So let's go ahead and make this kit. Actually, let's grab some weaponry here. We gotta grab some boomsticks. And of course, everybody for some reason loves AKs, so let's just throw them in there. So right off the bat, we're gonna add 5. Oh my God, Skahan! Look, I told you, 5 magazines take up the entire uniform. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and see if I can't offset this. Thinking about the weapon system. Alright, I got 5 magazines just like you told me, Skahan. It's in the pistol. Alright, I've got an AK. What caliber is an AK? Actually, let's go ahead and get an AK-47. That way, it seems a little bit better. Maybe. There are no AK-47s. There's only AK-74s. Great, grand, and wonderful. Scroll up, because surely there's an AK. Gotta please you peoples. Where is the AK? There it is. AK 7.6 AKM 7.62. Okay. Everybody like it? Everybody happy? Happy? Good. Alright. Same pistol, 5 mags. Alright, so yellow tracer, green tracer, yellow mag, green tracer. Okay, I guess it don't matter. 3, 4, 5. Now, what did I say about 7.62? Thinking this, 7.62. If 5.56s are 15 magazines, I said 7.62s are roughly anywhere from 10 to 13 magazines. So let's just go ahead and throw the 13 in there. Why not? Look at that. We still got gear. We still got stuff. Let's just grab a couple smoke grenades. You know, we got to throw at least 2 in there. Oh, wow. Look, Skahan, you can't. Here, let's just take one of those out. Let's just add a frag grenade. Screw it. We got a backpack, right? So we're going to leave those. We're just going to add some smoke grenades. Let's add one of each because, you know, rainbows are awesome. Let's add, you know, let's add 4 hand grenades. We don't need anything else of that. Let's throw in a flare. Why not? Let's throw in an IR stroke. Let's throw in 2. Let's throw in 2, 3. Let's throw in 4 of those. 4 of those. 4 of those. Okay, now let's go down to our medicals. Let's go ahead and put a standard 6, a standard 6, standard 6. And those of you who are in my unit, you already know what I'm about to get to. So we're just throwing all this stuff in here like crazy. I know it's a lot of just random stuff. You know, you gotta have it. It's wasteland, man. It's wasteland. Standard 6. Let's go ahead and standard 3. Let's go ahead and get 4 tourniquets. 5. Let's go ahead and get 5 for our neck. What else do we need? What do you need? Let's go ahead. Here you go. We're going to grab one of those. We're going to grab a can of spray paint. Alright, we're going to go up. Let's grab a banana for good luck. We might get hungry along the way. We still got a little bit of room. What do we need? What do we need? What are we going to fill here? What are we going to fill? We need something. There we go. And now, with all of our ammunition, let's go ahead and try it. Look at that, 13 magazines. We're going to reload, make sure it says 13 again, make sure nothing goes crazy. There we go. 5 magazines. We weigh a whopping 70 pounds. 70. That's with a whole bunch of junk and a whole bunch of gear and a whole bunch of stuff like that. So let's actually see what this does. What does it do, Skahan? What the hell are you talking about? It's probably what you're telling me right now. We're going to go here. We're going to dump these 70 pounds. We're going to add 3 more mags. Let's try it. What is it? Is it the same? 70 pounds. Exact. So adding more ammunition for your primary weighs the exact same as having your secondary 9mm with 5 magazines. However, here is where it comes in critical. We have the same standard kit that I use all the time. You're probably like, yeah, so it's the same weight. Exactly. But with one major flaw. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. I can fire 15 more rounds a second faster than it will take me to fire 30 more rounds reloading. And that's what it comes down to. If anybody out there knows anything about volume of fire, it is who can put most of their rounds on target or in a small dense area faster. So if I'm sitting here going at somebody and then they're turning around and they go, chances are, for me, if all that just came flying past my head, I'm getting down. I'm not playing. Nope. Because they don't have to aim. All they have to do is put enough rounds down that it's honestly a chance. So let's see how this chance works. I can set here. Let's go ahead and aim. Okay. Now, pretty good coverage, right? Pretty good coverage, probably about a 5 to 10 meter spread. Let's go ahead and get these lines out of here. Oh, smoke grenade! Alright, now, that was a couple rounds. Now, I have 30. I could sit there at a good time. They're probably going to be in a smaller pattern. But if I'm sitting here like this in a good position, now it drifts, of course, but again, it's all about human nature. If you hear snaps and you know what it means and it registers someone is shooting at you and all you hear is snap, 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 snap. And then you're hearing the report about after 5 or 6 rounds flew past you, you're finally hearing the boom, 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 boom of the report. Chances are you're going to get down, you're going to put your head down and you're not going to get back up until that guy reloads. And if people actually are good and they coordinate that, they can have sustained fire while maneuvering on you. Okay? Why do I know this? I have used it. I've used it in Wasteland, and it's OP as fuck. It's literally... Now my other guy shoots. Pa pa pa. Pow 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 pow. Pow 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 pow. Pow 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 pow. Pow 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 pow. Reloading. Pow 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 pow. Then whenever I start, that way, if they are looking, they are doing the third person bullshit. Oh, he was reloading, but they don't notice the guy that's over here on this ridge that is firing at me too. Or they notice him, they're like, oh man, how am I gotta choose one. That's all I'm saying. Going down for what we are talking about on the sidearms alone, you're going to get more volume of fire. You're going to have the same weight as adding 3 more AK mags. You're going to be almost a second slower on the reload than you would be to transition if you get in a tight spot. So if you are in urban terrain, things like that, sometimes you're not going to have that 1 second. You're going to have 2 seconds. You're going to have a split second before that guy realizes he's out of ammo. He's reloading. I need to go get him. The only difference is you got to take your chance. You got to know what you're doing with it. You got to know where to shoot. You got to know where to hit. And if they're up close and personal, now I can not get my backpack. So we've went through. You know my opinion. You know where it's coming from. A lot of people out there are going to really not like this because it's going to kind of seem like I'm bashing other people. I'm not. I'm just giving my perspective. It's still a neutral ground even with my perspective out there. It's personal preference. What is your kit? What do you want to do? Are you carrying a heavier weapon? Are you a sniper? Is it bolt action? Is it a slow weapon? You know, are you trying to offset it with something that has a lot more rate of fire, more ammunition? So for example, on this, and then we'll go ahead and wrap it up. If I'm sitting here with, where is my sniper rifle? Where did you go? Where is my snipper rifle? Okay, so we all know this goes really slow on the reload. It's mildly low. If I'm clearing a room with this, look at that. I hit him and it went through him and he's still up. So, very slow. Don't recommend clearing rooms with this. So, but snipers need something with a little bit faster rate of fire. This might be okay. Holds 15. This might be better. So, if we need to clear a room, we need to clear an area. So as we can see, it's small, it's compact, it's got, I think it's a 9mm, I'll have to look at it. But look at the, yeah, that was me aiming down the sights. That was freaking ridiculous. Just trying to, that is insanity. So, you guys have seen it. It depends on your weapon system, depends on your kit, depends on what you're trying to do, how your gear is, how it's conformed to you, you know, and what game mode. Are you just playing arcade with a couple brothers, sisters, or are you sitting there playing competitive? Are you going against other teams? Are you doing milsim? Milsim, I highly recommend it. Especially you pilots, do not get submachine guns for your alternate because you should already have either an M4 or a submachine gun of some sort, and by the subbies I mean either one of these, something that is a smaller, more compact vector, something like that. I would not go with this. I would definitely get a pistol. You already seen what I showed on the pistols. You know, this is, don't even try it. These are okay if you're really die-hard fans. You want something with a higher capacity, faster mags, or lighter mags. Everything's about lightness. You know, yes, it's lighter, substantially lighter to not have the 9mm, to not have a sidearm, and just to, somewhere in that area. I'm not really good with math right off the top of my head. So roughly in that area, you're probably down anywhere from no more than 30, 25 shots, no less than 10. So 10 rounds, pistol, but I get to shoot a second faster, hey, I'm gonna stick with my pistol all day. That's my perspective. That's what I've got to show you guys. I hope this was information, or you guys got this. I hope you got some information out of this. I hope you guys got some good key clues. There's a lot of content out there. Go look at those YouTubers. Is sidearms worth it? Are they not? The whole debate is still out there. Are they overpowered? Are they underpowered? I think they're perfect. The 9mm I can do damage with. The P99 I can do the same damage with using the same fundamentals that I taught you guys. Fatal T, right there. Fatal triangle. Fatal T. Fatal triangle. If you'll stop moving. So as you can see, fatal T, fatal triangles. You can sit there, put damage down. That's all I'm saying. You guys take this video how you want it. Take the information. Go do what you need to do. And we'll just leave it at that. Hope you guys liked it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. Come back. Hit that sub button. Hit that like button. If you don't like it, leave a comment. Let me know. If you got more information on, hey, this pistol does better, this does better, I tested this. Hey, put it in the comments. Knowledge is power. We need to put as much knowledge out there for the consumer basis. We got new guys coming in. We got old guys going out. Old guys, leave your knowledge out there for them new guys to take, put it in their minds, and work with it. It's what knowledge is for. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Go forth and be badasses.